So I saw this ad about how you can make passive income using AI, and to be honest, it's a bit of an impromptu video. It's a Friday night right now. My brain is absolutely dead, but I had to make this video for you guys, right? Like the point is obviously that you know better. Like you know that it's not true, right? But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because let's just assume for a second what that guy is saying is true. That you can make your first 10, let's just assume like 3K per month using some kind of passive AI tactic here. I want to walk you through what happens because what I'm actually telling you is that that's already happened to us. Like you've seen it. If you knew what ChatGPT is, you saw it happen, and like you already witnessed that thing happen, and you saw those businesses go down, right? That's why I'm making this video. So zooming back to when GPT 3.5 was released. I'm not talking about ChatGPT. I'm talking about when OpenAI first released GPT 3.5. The world noticed. It was a big deal. Obviously, we all know that. But there was a subset of businesses that were created where their only sole goal was to use new data, stuff that GPT 3.5 was not trained on, with the LLM, right? Like if I have this company document that's like specific to my industry and my career, if I use that with an LLM, then obviously I'm gonna get a lot of value. Like it's a cookie cutter use case of using RAG, if you know what that is. And so there was like thousands and thousands of startups, right? Actually, I would say more so on like the funded side. This channel is more about bootstrapping, but there was thousands of startups with like, 100, sometimes even millions of amount of funding, millions of dollars of funding that just got completely wiped out, right? Their sole goal was to use your company data with an LM, and they just got wiped like this. And like nobody talks about this. It's kind of funny, to be honest with you, but you want to guess why that happened? The reason was because OpenAI released GPTs, like GPT with an S. And when that happened, anybody in the world can use their own data with an LLM, right? Like, and like in that night, like I don't know if you remember, I was actually kind of freaking out when they did that as well, to be honest with you guys. But I mean, I'm a custom solutions agency, so like it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But imagine if your only business model was using somebody's personal data with an LLM. You're screwed. Like, and it makes sense why, right? The reason why it makes sense is because it was kind of like a get rich quick thing. All you had to do was there were some documents, right? Like let's say like there's a client, or like let's just say there's a business, they have some documents. All you have to do is convert those documents into text form and then put them into the input of an LLM, right? That's it. That's all you had to do. And that's one of those temporary glitches where people charge a lot of money to do that. And back then that service for me too was actually worth a lot of money, not as much as it is not right now. But the thing is, because they based their business off that get rich quick thing, right? The market caught up, right? Like, and like the reality was like the writing was in the wall, right? If you just did, like you could have spent 20, 30 hours and done that yourself. And that's the whole point of this video, right? Like if you do something, if you're doing stuff that only like takes you 10, 20 hours to learn, it's gonna get wiped at some point, right? And you don't want to rely, like it's cool if you're making money right now, it's like a temporary glitch. Like obviously use that, abuse that and all of that. But the bigger point I'm trying to make here is, if somebody's trying to sell you a business model that's like quick and easy, you don't want to do that. Like you don't want to do that because you're gonna get wiped. You might like, and assuming you don't get wiped, you're gonna have a ton of competition, right? With AI specifically, any kind of thing that you do, SaaS is actually your main competition. Like the big three. When I say big three, I mean like the GCP, AWS, and Microsoft Azure or Azure, however you pronounce it. Those are actually the people that we're competing against, because if they release a SaaS or like a service, a microservice that does what we're doing, we're kind of screwed, right? Just keeping it real with you. So like the bigger point here is AI, blockchain, SMMA marketing. Don't chase the quick money. Like don't, like obviously try to make your money, like obviously try to make money, but if you try to like do something, or if you try to like follow some course that guarantees you're gonna make some amount of money extremely quickly, just be wary of that, right? Because you're gonna either one, it's gonna get crushed. Like you're in tech, like someone's gonna come up with something that's gonna wipe it out, right? Most likely, like with the RAG example. Or two, you're just gonna have so much competition, like it's just gonna be like a huge saturated market, right? So I say this in all my videos, right? Like I give you guys realistic timeline. Like the purpose of this channel is to keep it real with you guys. Like tell you what it actually takes, or at least what it took me to get to where I am right now. And along the way, like share lessons along the journey of what I'm learning and what is working and what is not working. And like with AI, yes, you like this is actually a bit of like there's like this little time window here where you can get away with learning like 20 hours to have the base knowledge to kind of know what you're talking about. And then from there, you can, you can start selling stuff and like obviously learning on the fly and getting there. And yeah, like maybe that opportunity is going to go away in a bit as more and more people enter. Like right now, there's a surplus of demand, but not as many people that are supplying it like us. So that is cool and all, but there is going to get a time where there are going to be a lot of people, and like everybody's like, it's just going to be like marketing, how marketing is right now. Like everybody has a marketing agency. There are very few that are actually good at it. Like you see what I'm saying here? Like the market's like we're gonna head in that way no matter what. So you have to get good at something. That's all I'm trying to say here. Get super good at something so that nobody else can copy you. Notice how I preface my videos by saying that I have a computer science and statistics degree. I worked in industry and data science, computer science, cloud computing, right? Those like for open source models or any kind of model deployment, you need cloud as well. So that was my unique advantage, right? And I had 11 projects before that did not work, so I capitalized on that. So I'm not saying don't do AI. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is the moat is the fact that you're working so hard to get this thing to work, right? That's all I'm trying to say here. Like the very fact that you're going to spend the next year or so getting this thing up and running is a good thing, because then the rest of the people who can't do that, who don't want to put that effort in, they won't be able to compete with you, right? If something only takes you, let's say 100 hours to figure out and do, like, I mean, that's a decent amount of time, right? But in the grand scheme of things, if that's all you need to know, then anybody who spends 100 hours is going to be able to do the same thing, right? And so like the competition just goes up, and you get my idea here. So this was a bit of an impromptu video, but I hope this is your friendly reminder. Don't chase the quick money. Like try to go after problems that are hard to solve. And even if that takes you longer to make money, the thing is, like, once you solve that problem, you're gonna make so much more money in the long term versus like solving like a small, easy problem. Then like you're gonna make small amounts of money in the short term, but make no long term money at the risk of getting wiped out. So I'm kind of repeating myself here, but like I hope you think about this as you continue on your AI journey. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye.